You know, the Kyalami 9 hours has always been part of the World Championship from the late 1960s to the middle 1980s. So when the winter started in Europe, the leading racing drivers of the world came out to South Africa and they gave it hammers and tongs. And it was fantastic racing at that point in time. The Jackie X's, Derek Bells of the world competed on a world stage, and we had the ability to experience all of that in South Africa.
Anybody who grew up in South Africa as a youngster who followed motorsport, you know, the 9 hour was the race. Yes, you had Formula One and things, but you had many great names coming together, all the brands in cars that you could recognize as road cars. And I think it was any young boy's dream to one day race in the 9 hour.
Yeah, for me, obviously, endurance racing is really my passion. It has been for many years. My late grandfather, in fact, used to sponsor Dave Charlton in the Formula One era at Kyalami, the same track where we're going to be now doing the 9 hour. So there's a lot of past and present, how can I say, history, which would be great for us as South Africans to compete against the world, the best in the world, and really show them what we're made of.
You know, we arrived here this morning as we walked up to pit number 8. And we came around the corner, there was this absolutely shining, beautiful white Porsche 911R, which we've only seen photographs of. It really created an emotion with not only me, but also my fellow drivers.
Well, being at Silverstone is obviously, it's a new experience for me, and it would be any driver's dream to just to drive here, take a few laps around the circuit.
To get into the race, it must be a homologated car that can compete at the world stage. For me, there was only one brand to follow, which is Porsche. What we had to do is to go and find a car in the world that has got sufficient history to be accepted. We found a ex-English winning British Championship car, and when it was my opportunity to get into the car, it was that moment that you hope to experience as a racing driver, where you sit in the cockpit of this amazing machine, which we've watched so many times on international races, and we've seen the likes of a Patrick Long and all the factory drivers drive. And we as amateurs are now going to face the 9 hour of Kyalami in this car. That is the right car. Perfect. You know, putting the 1972 911 ST onto a track with a 2014 911R, they're actually world apart, but they're also so much alike. Wonderful opportunity of having these two cars at a test track together at Silverstone. It's just such an opportunity. This was our first shakedown of the 911R. We intend to do the second shakedown at Donington, the Rennsport Collective, which they're laying on. And I think at that point in time we're going to drive it a little bit harder than today, because today we shared the track with some 60 or other competitors. But the car ran absolutely faultlessly today, and what we wanted to achieve with it is exactly what we got out of it.
You know, immediately as I went out, I felt that the car was very sorted. I can feel that the car does not have a lot of mileage, and the handling is just very even. I mean, you could just drive this straight on into the 9-hour and race it.
The car was amazing. I mean, straight out the blocks. Obviously, I was a bit nervous first time out, but I got it. The car's just so balanced that you get into it so quickly.
So we're really excited to be at Kyalami as an all South African team with 3 racing drivers that's going to compete in a Porsche. I hope that Kyalami 2019 is going to recreate again the interest in motorsport in South Africa, and that international competitors will continue coming to South Africa and compete with us.